Let me ask you a few questions about like your journey of podcasting.
Sure.
I think that you mentioned you're around 200 episodes in. Could you remind me where you are?
Yeah. This week is number 242. It's 242. Monterrey, Mexico. And next week will be Amsterdam, Netherlands, and then Johannesburg, South Africa. Yeah. So like you said, it's a wide variety of cities kind of all over the world.
That's cool. With your podcast, it seems like you've got an advantage compared to the most common podcaster. I think a lot of podcast hosts get overwhelmed when they think, maybe crossing 50 episodes or 100 episodes or 200 episodes, because we feel like, how am I going to figure out content? How am I going to come up with something new? Should I repeat an episode? Does it always have to be new? I can't think of it. What should it be? And so I like your podcast. One of the reasons that I like your idea of having a podcast is because there's got to be thousands upon thousands upon thousands cities in the world. And you're really looking for the small things, like when you talked about Japan and Tokyo and a few other cities as well. It's like you could really dive deep. I'm curious, which just means you have the ability to have more content easier. I'm curious, let's just take Colorado. I'm here in Colorado right now. Mm-hmm. I left my house. I'm heading to the doctor. And I'm curious, like, if you were going to do an interviewee here in Colorado, or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 of them, would you have one person in like the Colorado Springs, one in Fort Collins, one in Greeley, one in Denver? Or would it be 1 or 2 in just the biggest cities?
No, I'm fine with small cities, big cities, as long as there's something like attractive to do there. Like a city, for example, that I did probably 6 months or a year ago is Moab, Utah. The city itself is small and there's not a whole lot to do there, but it's like the entrance to Canyonlands and Arches National Park. And so it's a lot of great things to do, to talk about there. The other thing is that, like you said, there's literally thousands of cities all around the world that we can do podcast episodes on. On top of that, I've designed everything to be evergreen. So that way, whether we're talking today or somebody listens to it 6 months after it's released or 3 years after it's released, all the information should still be relevant, assuming that the businesses we talk about are still alive and well. But beyond that, I actually have, because of the format, the way I've done it, I'm okay with having multiple people from the same city. I just space out those episodes, say like around 6 months apart at least. So that way it's like, when somebody's listening, didn't I just hear the city? So I space them out. Yeah. But like I've had multiple episodes, like say, for example, Austin, Texas. Right. And so the first one was Noah Kagan from Sumo. And then the next person was this person, Lillian Martin, she's like a 60-something-year-old like housewife, and so his suggestions as a, late 30s single guy versus her suggestions as like a stay-at-home mom, vastly different. There's probably a little bit of overlap, but his favorite places to eat, and things to do. Yeah. There was not a lot of overlap between the two. And so when somebody's listening to the episodes and maybe they're searching on my site or, through SEO, they come across the episode, maybe Noah's style and personality isn't really their cup of tea, but maybe Lillian's is, because they kind of maybe feel more of a connection to her because maybe they're similar or whatever. Yeah. That makes it a little bit more of a episode they want to listen to.